Hey there darlings, welcome to the Farmer's Table. My name is Jess and today we are going to make some fried green tomatoes. I got a really wonderful comment recently on YouTube where someone said to me, Jess, you're like the southern auntie that I never had. I don't know if you understand how happy that makes me. Listen, if you're in need of a southern auntie or sister or cousin or whatever in your life, sign me up. I will be the person who volunteers to show you how to cook a fried green tomato. Fried green tomatoes are definitely like a quintessential southern food. If you have never watched the movie Fried Green Tomatoes, it's definitely a classic. I haven't watched it in years, but today as I was getting ready to make this video, I was thinking about it a lot, so I might have to revisit that tonight. One thing that is a common misconception, some people have heard of fried green tomatoes, many people have even eaten fried green tomatoes, but some people think that you have to grow like a special kind of green tomato in order to make them, and actually it's just any variety that's not ripe yet. And you might ask, like, why would you want to pick your tomatoes before they're ready? There are a number of reasons whenever you have a garden, especially if you have a large garden with multiple tomato plants, that you may find yourself with some green tomatoes. One, like if you're pruning and you may need to prune some branches off and take the fruit off, or if you have a plant get sick that's already set a lot of fruit and it's got unripe fruit but it's obviously not going to stay well enough to ripen them. Or sometimes there's just like an accident. You accidentally hit something and knock a fruit off or accidentally cut the wrong branch. There are many reasons why you may end up with green tomatoes. Then also at the end of the season, when you know the frost is coming and it's going to kill your plants, if it has a lot of fruit on it that doesn't have time to ripen, you may find yourself with green tomatoes in that situation as well. So today I'm going to show you this very, very easy way of cooking green tomatoes. This is a great side dish, it is a great appetizer, or you know, it can stand on its own as a lunch. If you really want to mix it up, make burgers and put a fried green tomato on your burger. So good. So to start, I'm actually gonna cut the ends and the tops off of these. You know, you don't have to fry your tomatoes in like slices. Confession, I actually ran through this recipe already before filming this video, so I've actually already eaten some fried green tomatoes this afternoon. I just have never once in my life measured this, so I had to like go through the recipe to actually get the measurements to tell you how much. So here's one of the ones that I had earlier. I'm cutting the ends and the shoulders off here and keeping these because I have some other green tomatoes I was going to make like a quick chow with. So I'm definitely not throwing these away. I'm just going to use them in another application. But if you want to use the whole thing, you can always like cut the shoulder into a different shape and fry that also. It doesn't have to be in a slice like this, but this is typically what we do when we do fried green tomatoes. And since I did already eat a few of these today, I'm only gonna fry a couple here today to show you guys. So you want to start by slicing your tomatoes in slices that are a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch thick. I mean, a little bit of variation is fine. So green tomatoes are unripe and they are real tart and tangy. They have not sweetened yet. Behind me here I have a cast iron pan on my stove with about a 1/2 inch of tallow in it. You can use whatever oil you prefer to fry in. I typically do like to fry in lard or tallow, and we have that, you know, a lot of that. You'll see there's a little bit of stuff in my oil because, as I said, I've already done some of these today. One of the biggest things with frying is making sure that your oil is hot enough when you start. If you have like a meat thermometer, you can always put it in the end here, and you want your oil to be up to 350. This is not back up yet, I turned it off. If you don't have a thermometer, you can just drop a little bit of your breading in, and you want it to sizzle as soon as it drops in, but 350 degrees, 325 would be okay. And then after we start cooking, we may bump the heat down and stuff because we don't want to get too hot. We want to maintain about 350. Every person I know has like a different way of going about breading and frying, and if you ask them, I'm sure their mom and them did it all different. So this is my way. You don't have to do it this way. Right here I have some fresh milled flour. You can totally use gluten-free flour, or you can just use like regular all-purpose. And I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of flour. This is fresh milled soft white for those of you who do mill your own grains. I also have some fine cornmeal. You could fresh mill this as well too. If you do that from dried corn, you just want to go real fine, or if you purchase it, that's completely great. I get this from a local place. This is made in South Carolina. This is Jimmy Red cornmeal. It doesn't matter what color it is. You just want it kind of fine, because if it's real thick, this is a pretty fast fry, and I don't like the texture when it's real thick. Half a cup of this too. So we're going to do equal parts flour and cornmeal. Did I mention? I didn't. We're starting with 2 bowls. These are our dredge bowls. We're gonna do our wash and our dredge here. So we've got our half cup flour and half cup cornmeal. And into this, we're gonna put a tablespoon of salt, which is 3 teaspoons. I don't have a tablespoon over here, so I'm just gonna do this. A teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of cayenne. If you don't like spice at all, omit this. If you really like spice, go for a full teaspoon. I do not find this even remotely spicy, but then again, I do eat a lot of spicy food. A teaspoon of black pepper. And we're gonna mix this together really good, our breading mix. Into our other bowl, we're gonna do 2 eggs. And we're gonna do 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk, or if you don't have buttermilk, you can just take regular milk and put a splash, doesn't even have to be a full tablespoon because we're not doing a full cup, of like lemon juice or white vinegar. I don't usually measure that. I just usually go in with a little pour. That acid is going to cause the curds to begin separating from the whey, and it's going to change the pH of this milk so it acts like buttermilk. You'll see it curdle a little bit. That's fine. That's normal, and that's what we're going for. So this is a real thin dredge. When I am frying something like chicken or something like that, I typically go thicker. But for fried green tomatoes, I want the coating to be quite thin because I want it to be really crispy. So next step, you need to get a plate or a pan or something and put some paper towels on it so that you can drain your tomatoes when they're done frying. I'm gonna check this oil. It's smoking a little bit, which means it's at temp, but I'm gonna double check and then I'm gonna turn the heat down. Yeah. So oil that's ready to fry in will sizzle like that when you drop some breading in it. Listen, I know you're excited, but don't put your tomatoes in cool oil. It's just gonna soak it up and get nasty and soggy and gross, and nobody's gonna wanna eat it. Wait till it's good and hot if you want a crisp end product. All right, you need some tongs, and we're going to start by taking our tomato slices and dipping it in our buttermilk egg wash, and then dropping it in this dredge, turning it over. We want a thin layer of that all the way around. You can roll it on its side if you need to. And then we're gonna drop it in this oil. And repeat. Also, make sure you don't overcrowd your oil. You don't want your stuff to be touching. Pretty quick. You only want to go about a minute and a half or so per side. When I was real early on in making content, I can't remember what video I was making. This was on my other channel, Roots and Refuge Farm, back when I used to do all my cooking content over there. And I think I was frying okra or something, and I got this commenter. This when my channel was a lot smaller, and they were like, I can't believe you're touching that stuff with your fingers. And I remember feeling kind of embarrassed. You know, like when you let people into your space, you can feel, it's vulnerable. So when someone criticizes what you're doing, there's this like second guessing of like, oh my gosh, is that not what people do? I've been in the homes of a lot of Southern cooks, and everybody I know dredges their stuff with their fingers, and you know what I have to say about that? It's how the heck else is the love supposed to get in it if you're not willing to touch it? So obviously we need the tongs to get it out of the oil, but for me, the fingers to get it in the oil is just fine. I'm gonna go a little longer on that. Once I've got this golden brown color, I'm gonna flip them over. And after, so they're nice and golden brown, go ahead and pull them out. It's thicker. I'm gonna go ahead and put these other two in. So So while we wait for these to cool down enough to eat, and you do want to wait for them to cool down enough to eat, because if you bite them now, they're gonna burn your taste buds off and you're gonna feel it go all the way down. It's not fun. Ask me how I know. But we got this nice crisp outer here. Now, there are a lot of tasty things that you can make to dip your fried green tomatoes in. You can eat them without a dip, but I really find with fried food, because it is so heavy, that having something cool and contrasting, something that's brightly flavored, is nice with it. And I've had a lot of different types of dips and sauces with fried green tomatoes. I mean, growing up in the South, I've eaten these in multiple different restaurants and stuff like that. I like to make just like a super simple lemon garlic aioli, and how I start that is by making a batch of mayonnaise. So I've got 6 ounces of avocado oil here. I do have a video showing this, but I'm about to show you again. I'm going to put a whole egg in this, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and a teaspoon of mustard powder. And then I'm going to hit this with the immersion blender, starting really slowly at the bottom and then slowly working my way up to incorporate the rest of the oil. It takes about 30 seconds for mayo to come together. Now to make the aioli, I'm going to take some of my fresh made mayo. If I'm ever making this for a crowd, I just make this entire recipe into aioli. But since I'm not tonight, I'll just take some of the mayo off so I can still have some regular mayo for other uses. And into this, I'm going to put lemon juice to taste. Now in this half a cup of mayo, I'd say I'll put about a tablespoon of lemon juice, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a little bit of cayenne. And there is my sauce. Now we feast. So, fried green tomato. You can dip this or drizzle it, doesn't matter. A little bit of sauce. All right, this is what it looks like. I already ate one of these today and I'm still this excited. It's so good. Green tomatoes are tangy, they're bright. Some of them are maybe even a little bit sour. By breading them and frying them, of course, that's adding a lot of richness. And then the sauce, you know, mayonnaise it's a lot of oil, so it's still fatty, but it does give it a little bit of brightness. Another really good thing for this, if you don't want to put like more oil in it, is just squeeze a lemon on it and just put the brightness on straight with some lemon juice. And then I was looking the other day where somebody was saying put hot honey on fried green tomatoes. I should try that. So I haven't made any of my fermented hot honey yet this year because my chili peppers really haven't started producing yet. If this is good with like bought hot honey, I am totally gonna try that. Let's do a little drizzle here. Let's see, this is my first time ever trying this. But I like hot honey on anything. Okay, hot honey, that's really good. I just love food. I hope you'll try it. I hope you'll like it. Let me know if there's something that you like to do with your fried green tomatoes. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I bless you. Until next time.